Before I start this video, I just want to let you guys know that I will be a bit slow in uploading for just a few more months. I do apologize. I've been working on remastering a lot of my old videos. It is a massive project and something I've been wanting to do for years. I can't believe it's been 10 years since I started this channel. Now today, I'm going to go over a massive Alaskan cryptid that has been sighted ever since the natives and Western explorers have ever stepped foot on Alaska. And the natives, they call this creature the bear god. One creepy sighting of a massive animal happened back in 1957 when a fisherman in a small boat was heading back to the dock as he was trying to outrun a massive storm. And while he was going as fast as he could in this little boat, he saw a large fire that was close to shore. So he assumed that there must be a village there. So he changed course and headed that way, hoping that these villagers would let him stay until this storm passed. Now after he docked his boat on the sand, he noticed that it was very quiet, which was strange as usually there's a lot of animal noises. But there were no bird sounds or anything. But he shrugged it off and figured that this massive storm must have scared all the animals away. Now after a short walk he saw in the distance that there was a bunch of cabins here, but as he got closer he realized that this village was dead, there was nobody here. But then he remembered that someone must have lit this fire, so he decided to stay and look around, and he hoped that someone would be back soon as the storm was getting closer. Now while this fisherman was snooping around, wondering what kind of people lived here, he heard a loud noise to his right. So he looked expecting to see a person or people coming back from the woods. But to his horror, he saw a massive animal, an animal that should only exist in nightmares. He saw what he described as a monstrous white bear, a bear that was so big that it would make a polar bear look like a baby. And this fisherman was shocked. He was frozen in fear. He couldn't believe that a bear could get this big. And once he snapped out of his trance-like state, he got the heck out of there as fast as he could. Now, understandably, most people thought that this fisherman was lying, or maybe he ate some of those special mushrooms. But to everyone's surprise, this bear, or whatever it was spotted 7 more times, making people wonder, could there be a bear of this size just walking out there in the woods? Then there was another more recent sighting that happened back in the summer of 2010 when a man named Paul was taking a Saturday hike near the coast. Now while Paul was enjoying a beautiful Alaskan summer day, he started to smell something odd. He smelled a briny ocean smell, which was strange as at this point in the hike he was still high up in the mountains. So Paul looked around wondering where the smell was coming from. Then he saw something massive moving behind a bunch of rocks. And at first he thought that this couldn't be an animal as it was just way too big. But as he got closer, he stopped in horror and realized that what he was seeing looked like the back of a bear with white fur. So he thought that this must be a polar bear. But not just any polar bear, the biggest polar bear to ever walk the earth. Now Paul, he could only see this creature's back. The rest of this massive animal's body and face was hidden behind some large boulders. And he didn't want to move, he didn't want to make a sound. He just stood there staring until it finally walked out of sight. Now Paul, he wanted to wait just a few minutes just in case. Then he slowly and very quietly went to the top of one of these boulders to get a better look. But this animal was nowhere to be seen. It's like it just vanished. But then Paul saw on the ground some massive tracks. He stated that these footprints were about 3 times the size of a normal bear. Now to this day, Paul doesn't know exactly what he saw, but whatever this animal was truly massive, just as the fisherman said. Another sighting happened to a pilot named Noah back in 2012. One day while Noah was flying, he entered into some thick clouds. So Noah decided to fly low to the ground so he could see what was in front of him. And while he was flying low, trying to be as safe as possible, he saw on the shore a white bear. At first, he thought he was looking at a large polar bear, But as he got closer, he realized that this bear wasn't just large, it was massive, it was a monster. And just like all the other eyewitnesses, Noah couldn't believe it. Now he stated that this bear must have been 3 times the size of a polar bear. Now Noah knew all about the Inuit legend of the bear god, but he never thought it was real. That is, until he actually saw it. Now Noah and all the other eyewitnesses stated that this bear was 3 to even 4 times the size of a polar bear, which is crazy as polar bears are really big. They're the biggest land predator that we have today. They can stand anywhere from 8 to 10 feet tall. Now before I started researching this video, I thought that this bear could be an extinct species. In this case, the short-faced bear, one of the biggest bears to ever walk the earth. But not even the short-faced bear is even close to this big. Now the natives, the Inuit people, call this creature the Torngarsuk, and to them, it's a powerful god. And this powerful supernatural being, this bear god, will only appear or speak to a shaman of that tribe. They also say that it walks the earth invisible, but if it sees someone disrespecting nature, it will appear and you will feel its wrath. Making me wonder if this is what happened to that village. Where did all those people go? Now scientists say that these sightings of this massive white bear, although probably exaggerated, could be true, as from time to time animals, just like people, have genetic anomalies. In this case, scientists think that this could be a polar bear with double muscling, a genetic mutation, or maybe it has the ability to just keep growing like Robert Wadlow, the tallest man to ever live. Robert was 8 feet 11 inches tall. He was a rare human that would even scare Bigfoot. Now whatever the case may be, hundreds, if not thousands of people every year see creatures that science has yet to explain. And a lot of these eyewitnesses spend their whole life trying to prove that what they saw does exist. And even though most people think they're crazy, we do have footage that might just prove the existence of one of these creatures. For 60 years, scientists and skeptics have been analyzing the Patterson-Gimlin footage frame by frame, and they still can't prove that it's a man in a suit. In fact, the more advanced our technology gets, the more it seems that the massive creature in this footage might actually be real. And if these creatures do exist, then there's no telling what else could be out there. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.